the Nazi Party from 1919 to 1929. Hitler first joined the Nazi Party in 1919, although at the time it wasn't called the Nazi Party, it was called the German Workers' Party, the DAP. Hitler first joined as a spy working for the German government. However, he quickly came to like the ideas and the party itself. He found himself very quickly becoming the leader and becoming more and more important. When he started off as a member of the German Workers' Party, it was a very small party, but he started to give speeches which gained popularity and gained support for the party. He went on to replace Anton Drexler as the leader of the party. He renamed it the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the NSDAP. In 1921, he introduced the Brown Shirts, a group under Ernst Röhm who were known as the Stormtroopers, the Brown Shirts, who would go and break up meetings of other political parties and would help support the Nazi Party. Hitler also introduced the flag, the swastika, and introduced the Nazi newspaper. He did a lot to reorganise and promote the Nazi Party, so much so that in 1923 in November he felt in a strong enough position to try and overthrow the government with the Munich Putsch in November 1923. We've seen how this fails. This fails and Hitler gets arrested and put on trial. He uses the trial as a publicity stunt basically. He uses the trial to give speeches about his party and his ideas. He has got this 25-point programme whereby he thinks the Treaty of Versailles should be abolished, he thinks that Germany should become really strong, and people like that. After the trial, he's found guilty and sent to prison. Whilst in prison, he's treated remarkably nicely and has a very comfortable stay in prison. During his time in prison, he writes his book, Mein Kampf, or My Struggle. This book outlines further his ideas for his leadership and for what he thinks Germany should be. He gets released from prison, and the period between 1925 and 29 is one of reorganising the Nazi Party. They're not very popular because the Weimar Republic is doing okay at this time, as we've seen. But what the Nazis do is they campaign more broadly across Germany. One reason they failed in 1923 was because their support was very localised. So we're trying to get branches all over Germany and restructuring and reorganising. In 1926, he gets Goebbels to come in and become in charge of propaganda, which is a great move. And he's able to kind of relaunch the Nazi Party as a peaceful party. The key thing he does is he's going to try and gain power peacefully. The violent overthrow of 1923 was one tactic. He's now going to try and get elected into power fairly and squarely. Well, pretty fairly and squarely. But he's going to try and win enough votes in the elections to have a legitimate, real claim to becoming the leader of Germany with the Nazi Party as the most dominant party. However, he has to wait until 1929 and the death of Stresemann and the Wall Street crash for this to happen.